Reality.
UFOs.
Science.
Consciousness.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That might not be a real thing. The podcast.
Hi, I'm the Hun Guy with the Fun Guy. Would you like to own your own solar? Then call NRG Tree or check them out at nrgtree.com. Own my own solar. How's that for an endorsement, baby?
Yeah, baby.
Hey everyone, it's Candyman coming at you live with my partners in crime. You guys want to say hi or what?
Hello. I'm going to say hello. Hello, how are you? It's a busy month. August is going to be crazy, actually. We might only have a couple shows in August. I'll be away.
You're going away?
Yeah, but yeah, hello. Hello.
Hey, everyone. You're listening to Macka.
Oh.
I like when different people tell me about the show and who's favorite. I can like kind of gauge what kind of person they are. Like if you're like if they're a little bit more, regular, normal person, they think they find Macka amusing. They're totally shit nuts. They love Dan, and then if they're deviant, they like me. Yeah. That's about how it works. It's the split.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome back to the show, everyone. I guess today we're going to get into some video games. I want to give a shout out to a celebrity today. This is a guy who has, first of all, he's a phenomenal actor. He's old as shit, still working. I respect that. Debatably, he has his own little section of comedy dedicated to his accent. It's a shout out to Christopher Walken. He's a really cool guy. They like to talk about him on the radio sometimes. Everybody has their own impression. Kevin Pollak does a great one. I'm trying my best.
It got better as you went on.
Hey, I got some sad news too today.
That was actually a shout out to Christopher Walken. But go ahead. What do you want?
Lieutenant Uhura died.
Who died?
Uhura.
Oh, Nichelle Nichols.
Nichols,
I was gonna say something about
She
that.
died. She was like 88.
It showed up in my
Too
feed.
bad.
It's a loss.
She was a piece of ass.
She was a wicked
Hot. back in the day.
hot
Yeah.
piece of ass.
She broke a lot of boundaries in the 60s, being a lead black woman on television and a first interracial kiss.
How about just a woman on television?
Just a woman. Yeah, but still, I mean,
They were
60s
women's lib
was
movement
not
was
known.
peaking in the 60s.
Yeah, but 60s was not known for letting black people do anything on TV that wasn't
For sure, it was run by
being a server or something.
It was run by the honkies.
Yeah.
Well, also, Bill Russell passed today.
Bill Russell died, too.
Oh man, that's
Celtics
He was
legend.
double.
89, I think.
That's a double loss for humanity.
Yep.
Bill Russell had what, the most championship
Most
rings?
championships as a player.
It's kind of not fair. 'Cause it was
11.
my understanding is it was 5 professional basketball teams when
Oh,
they started
really?
the organization or
Well,
something.
it was also
So
a
if
lot
you
of
won the
short-
championship, you were like, "Yep."
A lot
we're
of
the
white
best this year.
guys that were not as tall as him.
But
He's
he
still good though.
had to play Will Chamberlain
Will Chamberlain, yeah,
and he beat him.
he beat him. Yeah, Will Chamberlain, but Will Chamberlain's a little more of a name though, isn't he? To regular
I don't
people.
know.
Will
Bill
Still?
Russell.
Around here,
Will
it's hard to
Chamberlain.
gauge though.
I know who he is because he's a coxman.
Yeah, exactly. He has
You
that.
didn't know who Bill Russell was.
No. Wilt the Still Chamberlain has slept with supposedly an ungodly amount of women.
Yeah, but the number is so absurd that it's not possible unless you're banging
it's pretty
every.
it's pretty possible.
No, you'd have to have a line of women out the door every day, hundreds, and no eating, no sleeping, just banging.
He hung out with Arnold for a while when they made Conan the Destroyer.
He definitely banged a lot of
There
chicks.
had to be some kind of an entourage there.
I'm sure he banged a lot. I'm just saying his number is kind of absurd. It was 30,000.
Whatever it is, I hope he's had a great time. And
he scored 100 points in the game, supposedly.
I applaud him.
And Bill Russell, he was coming up in the 50s. So this man was one of the best players. He was the best or one of the best players in the league. And he couldn't stay at certain hotels.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Oh, God.
As you know, I don't know that much about sports. But But in my mind, in the United States, the guys that had the hardest time racially were probably like, is it Jackie Wilson?
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson? Jackie Wilson, the singer?
Yeah, Jackie Wilson, the singer.
Jackie Robinson, I think during that era, there was like active segregation going on legally in the country, and these guys were trying to play baseball on TV.
Yeah, there was a black league.
I think that was probably the hardest time for them. I think by the time Bill Russell and those guys came along, it was not an easy thing, but they were getting more in the right direction. There were probably tons of white chicks that wanted to see what all the hype was about down there too.
Well,
there's a fallacy of logic, the good old days fallacy.
Yeah.
And all these boomers and older,
We're in
they
them right
look
now,
back and
motherfucker.
they'll say stuff like, oh, people were better back when I was a kid. My childhood was the best. No, people weren't better. People were alcoholics and racist. And your childhood was great because it was your childhood. My childhood was great because it was my childhood. My kids are having a great childhood because it's theirs.
Some kids don't, unfortunately.
Some kids don't. But I'm just saying, though, or they'll say stuff like, oh, I didn't wear a seatbelt and I was fine. Dummy, they created seatbelts for the people that aren't fine because they're dead.
That's right.
You made it. That doesn't mean that, they weren't created for a reason. Like the drunk driving, some people I drove drunk all the time. I was fine. Yeah, but some people weren't.
I didn't know you were this passionate about.
You know what?
Seatbelts.
I just know it's boomers. And they have this mentality that it was better. I saw somebody posting the other day saying this beats the hell out of flat screen TVs. It was like an old TV with a record player on it and a bunch of shit. I was like, no, that piece of shit has nothing on the TVs today.
Can I ask a question?
I could see somebody's
Not yet.
dick hair from 20 feet away on my TV. Like a sprouting dick hair. All right?
That's
TVs
a true.
sucked.
That's a true thing. You know that. First of all, I don't want to get off topic because this is good. I like when you're fired up.
It is related.
It's better than you falling asleep.
That's gonna happen too.
We're friends probably for the rest of our lives.
We'll be
right?
friends for the rest.
Are
of
there some signs that I need to know of to watch out, or if I see you acting a certain way, I gotta be like, "Yo, you're acting like a boomer."
Oh no, yeah, baby.
I don't think I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm sitting here with a bandana.
What's the
on.
stuff that really drives you
I'm
nuts?
almost 40 and I'm wearing a battle vest and a bandana right now, and I don't think it's gonna happen.
You're trying to hang
I'll
on.
Ever get there.
You're trying to hang on to it.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Not
you
a
could
wrinkle
say
either. Not a wrinkle.
the baby boomer generation, and right before it was the greatest generation. But who were they the greatest generation to?
Well, because they drank alcohol under their desk constantly.
They made the atom bomb
and dropped the N word, on a daily basis. Oh, I was on the train and that, constantly.
Yeah.
They were they World War II and everything. Yeah, they saved the world and everything. But I'm talking
From who?
regular daily life.
Did they? The World War II generation was blowing up the world everywhere.
Yeah, no.
You could say that the Nazis were bad and the
I
U.S. was
just
good,
don't
but at the end of the day, it was just humans killing humans
Watch
all over
Mad
the
Men.
fucking
The
place.
people aren't that great, but that show's a great show and it's realistic, except for the race part. They don't really show the casual racism.
Yeah.
That they that was probably existed then, like just the racial slurs that would drop constantly.
Right.
They missed that part. But other than that, though, you could just see that it was a white world. And the white memories are of a good world.
Well, they controlled the
And
media
that
there
it's
too.
the good old days, to them.
They controlled the media for a long time. So
Yeah.
basically they had the opportunity to raise generations of people with, all these little hidden messages on the TV and then all the stuff that we even subliminal messages. So to speak.
yeah, absolutely.
So right now I've got anytime you're talking about the good old days, that's no good.
I get pissed off about that.
Because I believe these are the good old days.
It's a fallacy. The good old days are right fucking now.
Right now.
Now, don't get me wrong.
There's no
The
tomorrow.
world's falling apart, man. Are you fucking kidding
now.
me? The president was shot on TV, and then the guy who shot him was shot back in the 60s. And you're saying the world's falling apart right now? No, it's always in a state of chaos like this. Always.
Always.
But every generation, they say, every 10 years, they're like, oh, the world's falling apart. It's ending. Oh, everything's all fucked up. Everybody's all trans this and
The world-
Shut the fuck up. Everybody was that back then, too. They just hit it because of you bigots.
It's
Right, and it
we
was
didn't-
not being
We didn't start the
televised.
fire, baby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was always burning since the
Always.
world's been turning. It'll still burn on after we've been gone.
We had a Lowell version.
Could we just not glaze over the fact that Macka just blasted out with some fucking Sammy Hagar Van Halen?
Yeah.
I'll even just forget about who sings it. Just Van
Come
Halen.
on.
How do you even know that song?
Bro, I know things.
Get out of here.
He knows. He knows
All
more
right.
than you think.
All
Sometimes.
right, let's do a quiz right now. Put that device away so you can't cheat. Okay. All right.
Well, I have Motley Crue Saturday, by the way.
I want,
At Fenway?
Yep.
Hell
boy.
yeah, bro. How are you not going? How is this not a thing?
I would have had him come if.
they got tickets with their aunt and uncle.
Yeah, we got him with our aunt and uncle. We split them with them.
What? All right. I'm taking Jump off the list, and I'm taking Right Now off the list. And all you got to do is name 3 Van Halen.
Oh, fuck.
If you know stuff, you should be able to pump out 3
There's
Van
one
Halen.
big one you could. It's pretty easy. Panama.
Fuck, he got one.
Yeah.
He's 33.3% out of trouble. Can he get the
I
other?
know them, but it's like, do I know their names, right?
I'll
Not
even-
I don't know a lot of them. I'm not a huge Van Halen.
I'll even settle for
Especially not
a
Hagar.
David Lee Roth solo song. Like, if you know one of those, I'll give you that.
All right, there's Jump. Jump!
Yep, but I took that. I took
Come
that
on
out.
and jump.
Nope,
Yeah.
that's 2 different. Well, there's the Pointer Sisters and there's Van Halen. They both sing a song called Jump. They're
I
both
know
great.
that Van Halen, the guitar. No, wait. Who's the guitarist? Last name's Van Halen.
Okay, you're gonna tell me beat it? You're gonna tell me? All right, I'll count it. I will count that.
Damn.
Was that Eddie Van Halen?
Eddie Van Halen
Yeah.
did the riff,
Wait,
the guitar
let me just
riff,
look real
beat
quick,
it.
and I'll tell you if I know it.
We saw Eddie Van Halen's son, Wolfgang Van Halen, at the
Yeah, we did.
concert last summer.
Oh, yeah, I know all of these.
Oh yeah, you do. You quick.
I just didn't know their name.
All right, what do you got?
All right.
I love Van Halen.
My favorite Van Halen is Running with the Devil.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
I just
I
forgot the
live
name.
my
Do you know-
life like this.
Yeah.
No tomorrow.
Can I tell you a true
Hell yeah,
thing?
dude.
When our homeboy Mark, when we were first hanging out, when we were like 20,
Yeah.
he said that anytime he heard that song, he thought of him hanging out with me. He's like, "You're clearly the devil," and I was like, "All right, I'll take it."
And I do know this song, but I would have probably never thought of it. And I know it's your favorite song. It's Hot for Teacher.
It's not my favorite.
Wow, but like that's like your lifestyle.
There you go. You got 3.
I dig the message they're putting out, but it's not my favorite Van Halen. My
So
favorite.
illegally. Yeah.
My favorite Van Halen song, if you take Jump out, because it's like everybody likes Jump, is Top of the World. It's a really good one.
I like Running with the Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Running with the devil.
I don't like Hagar.
It's 80s.
Yeah.
Janie's crying. Sorry, that was unprofessional.
I actually have a album, well, artist, spotlight artist, but it's not new. It's just someone that I have to give. It's almost like a spotlight shout out. So I was in Pittsburgh, okay, this week, a place that I wouldn't recommend necessarily going unless you were going for something. And I saw, my opinion,
The whole thing, Pittsburgh. You wouldn't go there.
I would not recommend it.
It's not a good time.
It's all right. I just wouldn't recommend it.
Sorry,
Other
Pittsburgh.
cities. Yeah, sorry, Pittsburgh. I saw, my opinion, and you guys will forcefully disagree, the greatest living rock band right now, Rage Against the Machine. Hands down the best rock show
Rage
I've ever
Against the
seen. It
Machine
was
is fucking awesome.
I
When
like-
did you see them?
I like
Friday night.
Tom Morello's.
Wait, you just saw them?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
where was
around
that?
in Pittsburgh.
Oh shit!
They're not coming to
That's-
Boston.
I know. That's me and Kingsley have been talking. Like that's one of the big bands we want to see.
Honestly, man, it's worth a trip if you.
Yeah.
If
Can I
you're playing
tell
in
you
New
that-
Why aren't they
York.
coming to Boston?
I don't know. Something fucking happens, but they're playing in New York 5 days straight, Madison Square Garden. I would recommend it. It is fucking awesome. Blows
Bulls
the
on
doors
Parade.
off. Unbelievable.
Oh, so good.
The music's basically about literally raging against the machine that is
I mean, if you're
the man.
if you're 100% okay with capitalism and the system that we are in right now, and you think everything's fine, you will not like Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I
Rage Against the
didn't.
Machine's one of the best bands out of the '90s.
I'm
Oh, man,
ashamed.
dude.
I'm ashamed to say that when they first came out, I I didn't shun them. I was just like, fuck these guys. They're just a bunch of angry assholes screaming. They're not really a good rock band. I didn't listen to anything they were saying.
Right.
When you listen to what they're talking
They
about,
sound great too. They're badass.
yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, I was I was a young idiot of a kid that, like, I wanted to listen to Unskinny Bop Bop. I wanted to see Bret Michaels driving around with
Yeah.
chicks and cars.
Right.
These guys were screaming and they had the cornrows in their hair, and I was like, you're a fad. You're not going to last. But turned out they had a really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, the things they're talking about in 1991 and then in the 96, 99, those are their 3 albums.
What
years.
percentage of this show?
It's all still fucking going on.
What percentage of this show do you think we spend talking about music? And
good amount.
A good amount.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear you say that. So this little homie that I had put my cars up for sale because like car prices are through the roof right now, and I was like, you know what? If we can make some extra cash, we should do that, right? This little homie shows up yesterday. Stereotypes are a real thing. Even if like you try not to have them, you're still affected by like the fact that they exist. And there are some truths to them, right? So like I had an interaction with this kid yesterday. You would have loved it, right? This kid shows up, wants to buy my car. It's like
Which car?
My car. It's like 50 grand, right?
Whoa.
So
Oh, you done with it?
no, I put it up because like, you know, maybe I'm going to get a Bronco for the winter. It doesn't matter. It's material bullshit.
Yeah.
Point is,
I gotcha.
I put my car up for sale. This little homie shows up with his other homie, you know, these 19-year-old black kids with braids in their hair. And I happen to show up at my parents' house, which is kind of like a big, nice house. And, you know, we're in the pool and they don't know what it is.
Do they know what the price was?
Yeah. So I didn't know who was coming, and I could care less that they're black, white, Chinese, whatever. I saw this 19-year-old little shit in my driveway. I'm like, what's this 19-year-old little dude?
You can't
How's he
possibly have
gonna-
that money.
Is he selling drugs with printed 3D guns? Like, what's he doing? Like, how can he afford
Hollywood
the car?
money, cash.
So I'm like, what's up, dude? You know, and I'm not being a dick to him because I'm being cool. And he's like, hey, what's up, man? And so we start talking, and I think I was ripping a joint at the time, so I was probably blazed up, right? And you know, I come out talking to these guys with a joint in my mouth, like nothing's happening because that's how my life is, right? And they were like, oh man, after talking to me for a few minutes, they were like, wow, I didn't expect you to be like this. And I was like, what? And they were like, I don't know, we thought you were gonna be like, oh, all right, here's the car. How are you gonna pay for it? Blah blah blah. And I was like, well, you did bring it up. How are you gonna pay for it? You know? And he's like, I got that money from TikTok and Bitcoin and shit. And he's like, I didn't go to school, blah, blah, blah. So this little 19-year-old kid I met, I call him Andre 2000 because he's like, you know, small, but he's not, you know, Andre 3000. His name's Andre. But he makes music, and I guess he's like a thing on the internet. And he was in a nice Camaro when he showed up at my house, but definitely for a kid his age. And I'm not going to sell him my car, but
Why?
Because I don't really want to sell my car. It's just to see if anyone will actually pay me the money for it. But when
Did he try?
yeah, he offered to buy it as soon as it became real. Like I was like, I can't do it. I'm sorry. But he has like some TikTok and some other shit that he does, and he makes good dough on it. And I was like, listen, man, we're looking for a little dude to do that on our show. And I was like, even beyond that, you should come on the show because he makes music, hip hop music, new music. And I said, the co-host of my show loves to promote up and new cutting edge, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We don't have a cool name for it yet, but this dude's a live kid and he makes music on the internet. So I'm gonna get the information, send it to you, whatever. But we might have him on the show.
I'd have to listen.
But they were wicked stereotypical. They thought I was gonna be like, classic whatever white guy, even though I had like
go check out the car.
but I had like no shirt on and a joint hanging out of my mouth. They saw like these tattoos and everything, like what the fuck is this guy? And then if they look at me, they probably assume like I'm into rock or whatever. And so the kid's like, can I sit in the car? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And then he's like, how's the music sound? I was like, oh, it sounds good, baby. I was like, you roll the windows down, and I was like, big balling, smashing, making my ends. I did like the whole verse. Their jaws hit the fucking floor. They were like, what? They're like, you know it like that?
So wait. So you weren't actually selling your car. You just had these kids come over just to entertain.
I was luring some underage kids into the pool, right? with cool cars and drugs, and rap music. No,
All
man,
right,
I didn't know who they were. They were on Craigslist. They texted the number.
You put it on Craigslist?
Yeah, and they were
Wow.
like, well, I sold the caddy in 3 hours, bro.
Wow.
So anyway, all right, let me tell you what happened to me this week.
I have a car to sell.
Good,
My
do it.
Impala, should I?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, if you wanted to sell it.
No, I do want to sell it. We don't drive it anymore. I have it insured for no reason.
Well, if you want to buy a Chevy Impala. Okay, I, as you know, am an amateur beekeeper, and the first year you
Where's
keep
the honey?
The first year you keep bees, you don't take anything because they need it for the winter. But the second year, if they're healthy, you get it. I harvested my honey hive for the first time the other day.
You got
It was a fucking surreal experience. I mean,
This is like natural, a commodity.
The only thing I could explain it as is like if you watch like on Alone when they're starving and they catch like a rabbit and it's like they won $1 million. It's like, it's a big deal, dude. It's a rabbit, but to them, it's everything. You know what I mean? So to keep the bees,
like liquid gold too.
Keep the bees for 2 years and work on them and pay them and like be so scared by all the shit that can kill them and then see all this honey capped off was like, oh my God, it was success. And it tasted so good.
It's magically delicious.
It's magically delicious. And I put on 15 pounds of pure fat in 3 days just from licking the honey off of my body that was leaking everywhere because I was harvesting it and it was going everywhere.
I want to try some.
And Akira was like scraping it. She's like, Dad, this is so satisfying. We were just like honey, just like pouring everywhere. We separated it from the wax. I gave it away to a bunch of people. Everyone people
you got a bunch of beeswax?
Hard critics like Akira's mom. She doesn't have anything nice to say about me. She was like, this honey's delicious.
Wow.
My dad said it was delicious. My neighbor said it was delicious. Akira said it was delicious. They're all tough people to get positive A's out of. They're not giving away free points. Before we got into all the stuff, you said you wanted to talk about video games today. That's wild to me. You hit me with Van Halen and video games in one episode.
Look, I think you're a gamer. You're an official gamer.
Shout out Greasy Fingers.
We've all three of us grew up playing video games our whole lives.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Ocarina of Time, the Zelda game for Nintendo 64 that came out in November 1998.
It was great.
That's like almost 25 years ago.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and we're playing like Christmas morning and stuff, and like
it was a sweet game.
Yeah, back then I could be satisfied by like I don't know, I was talking to my wife about this. My imagination for like playing and like doing things, being a ninja all day as a kid, like it's just gone. I just lost something that like I used to have that my kids have.
It's probably just like brain damage from the heart failure.
No, it happened before that though. It just
but you
grew up.
Yeah, I grew up.
I refuse to do that, so I still love it.
Well, no, I know. I just mean like to like have the patience to like Quentin can like make cardboard armor and like play with it all day and like pretend and have that imagination to go deep.
Dude,
I just can't do it now. Like
the kids in Costa Rica don't even have toys, so
I used to love balloons.
Just play with shit they find.
Balloons,
imagination
like
is
do it
toy.
for me.
Yeah.
Now, fuck.
Balloons a little.
Yeah, but what is it? It changes because your interests change.
No, yeah, I still have things I'm passionate about. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's just kind of sad that like I told Quentin, I'm like, I was you at one point. Like I was you, and when I was 11, I wasn't this Dan. We would have hung out, and we probably would have enjoyed each other.
Yeah, and it's like you would play video games for hours. And for now, you'd be like, this game sucks.
We could have taught him.
I can't play this. Yeah,
I couldn't play it all day. Like I'd have sleepovers and we just play all day. At their house, all we did was play video games all day sometimes.
On occasion, we'd take my dad's vibrator for his feet and stick it down our pants. we could teach Quentin that.
We did do that. No, we don't need to teach him that.
His bro got caught. I'd say like red-handed, but like his bro got caught with the vibrator down his pants by my mom and just like ran home squealing like a little piggy.
What do you mean? Like, what happened?
He was like, "Oh, Mrs.
We were discovering masturbation."
He was like, "I wasn't doing anything," but he was. He was playing with his dinky with his thing. And my mom was like equally horrified, but his brother just ran home down the street.
I think she laughed
of shame, fear, all the things you don't want to feel at once.
He came back.
Did you want to get caught by your friend's mom with anything down your pants? No, right?
So he came back.
Yeah, he came back.
I would have done the same
I'm just saying,
thing.
cut the kid some slack. He ran down the street. He panicked.
No, I'm just saying. I completely agree with the move.
I'm just saying. I don't want to paint it all like it was video games all the time.
No, it wasn't video games all the time.
We put shit down our pants on occasion.
Me and Chris went to an island off of Maine where there were sheep and fucking moose and shit that jumped out of the woods, and we built battle axes.
We had a fun childhood because we lived in a fairly wooded area too.
Yeah, so those woods, me and Chris would go. One time with Chris Hickey, we went deep into the woods, probably on these trails.
5 hours in the woods.
5 hours in the woods, finding trails that probably people haven't been on in years.
No cell phone.
And they were like open wells.
They were like game trails.
They were like crazy shit in the woods. Like we found rope swings. Like we found crazy weird shit out there.
Like abandoned things from like 100 years ago that like teenagers were playing out there.
So like but then like there'd be times when we'd just be like stuck on Command and Conquer and play that video game constantly. or Bond, James Bond, or the wrestling games or whatever.
Yep.
I have an announcement to make. You guys probably don't know about it, but I do because obviously I'm tapped in. They are re-releasing, I think, for PlayStation and Xbox, redigitized GoldenEye.
Really? PlayStation as well?
I know they're doing it for Microsoft, and I'm assuming they're
We
doing
played
it.
that game so long, like
It's
it was
an
a chess game.
Yeah. You couldn't be.
Mike's a bastard with those proximity mines.
He's a cheater.
He'd be like, he'd just watch you walk into them and be like,
See, my brother wouldn't be good at online gaming now because, like, when we were playing those games, we were playing split screen.
He liked the
which
strategy.
all you had to do was look at the corner of your buddy's screen, know where he is, and then
what he's doing.
sneak up behind him and kill him. Right? It's a huge advantage. When you're playing only on your own screen, you can't see everyone. That's where the skill comes in. That's my life, man. I'm
Well, yeah. So I think I guess my topic, my thought about today and talking about video games is like, number one, how they've changed so much. I mean, even from Grand Theft Auto 1 to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Violence in video games
Violence in
spiked in the
The
90s.
mods,
Parents were freaking the fuck
GTA
out.
5, they have like mods now where like people can make their own versions of it and shit. Like,
Yeah.
with a like Big Bird jumping out of helicopters,
Yeah.
like slaughtering people. Like, you could do whatever you want. It's unbelievable. Like,
Grand Theft Auto 1 was like a helicopter view, and you had this little figure just walking around causing shit.
I honestly, it looked amazing when we played it, but if I played it now, I bet it would suck.
Yeah, it'd be miserable.
Yeah.
Because Grand Theft Auto 5 is...
Yeah, and then Vice City came out.
Vice City was my buddy asked me the other day, he's like, when's the last time you played GTA? I was like, Vice City. He's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. He's
The
like, that
music
was
was
20
great,
years
though.
ago. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, the Scarface.
You know,
that was
first
the
video
greatest
game
one.
to put a soundtrack
I
in.
played an Oculus recently, like VR.
Yeah, you loved it.
I was fucking insane. I loved it. I was in a mountain range looking around like, whoa! I was in my mother-in-law's living room.
Oh.
It was crazy. The VR has come a long way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just
I want VR porn.
Yeah, that's
I
it,
want.
man.
That's it.
That's it. Oculus for the VR porn.
Yep. That's it.
So I found this website. It's called it's on GameSpot.
This is
and
like the
it's,
history of gaming.
according to Metacritic, the greatest game of all time is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
What?
You guys ever get
Well,
into
that's
that?
very influential too. Like,
What?
yeah, it's the music in it is great.
Yeah.
The game is just fun.
The game's very fun.
It's very fun to play.
I
Tony
enjoyed
Hawk.
that. Was a game that like in the high
Yeah.
school years.
Well,
I played a lot of that.
As an avid gamer, I can tell you that is not the funnest video game. Not even
It's pretty fun. It's up there. I
98
wouldn't call
on
it the
the
funnest,
Metascore.
but it's pretty fun. It's
Is it
fun
the
to just
most
pick up
fun?
and play. Oh, it's just fun to pick up and play. You skate around the city and stuff, and like you go to different skate parks. It's fun.
I'm on a different level than that. I
Grand Theft Auto 5, second greatest, or tied for first, really.
haven't played it, but can't believe it.
There's some secrets in Grand Theft Auto that like people search for years.
Yeah.
They're, like finding these like gold tokens. Or something. I don't know what it is, but they're like, there's one more left and nobody found it yet. And then like 2 years later, somebody discovers it and they post it on YouTube.
This week,
Like they hide little Easter eggs.
I acquired a gun skin on my game that I've coveted for 3 years.
Wow.
And
It's a big...
if you game with me, you know that like I've wanted this thing forever, and you could only get it by doing this like insanely difficult challenge. And I got like within, forgive the expression, but my cousin used it recently this weekend, and I've heard myself say it a couple times, and it's vulgar, but I got like a cunt hair away every time. It means really close. Like, okay, I got like
Yeah,
a
we know
cunt
that.
hair away from finishing the challenge like 50 fucking times. Like
Yeah.
I put my social video game life on hold for like 3 months when this thing was going on, and it was like, nope, sorry, got to get the skin. This is very important.
Okay, that's
Get
what
this-
it is.
Have
I
to get
was-
this virtual thing so everyone knows that I'm the best
Yeah,
when they
those
see
Easter
it.
eggs on GTA 5,
Well, I got
they're
it this
skins and stuff. So like the one that they were looking for years that was like mythical was to be Sasquatch.
Really?
And they ended up finding it. You run around as Bigfoot.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's very, very satisfying once you get to do that.
Oh, you have to
Imagine
tell
being
me.
the first person to be Sasquatch.
Satisfaction is Satisfaction's been washing
They're on
over
their
me
Twitch.
in a wave all week when I'm online. I'm like, oh my God. I got a new outfit that goes with the gun. I'm showing all my buddies, like, look how good this gun looks with this outfit. And they're like, they've been saying I'm gay. But in a derogatory sense. But I I fucking love it.
There's also
I'll
like
see you in
video game
Valhalla.
world championships. There's like professional leagues, like
Yeah.
Street Fighter League, where like American hasn't won in like 10 years.
Wow.
Like and they make their own joystick pads for it, and they're so fast, and they get the frame rate down so much that like
Mods.
no, they can't mod anything, but like they just know like where every frame it's gonna be in certain moves.
What's fucked up on gaming is how like, and it's kind of something that's going on in our society right now. And I was thinking about it today. It was like gamers right now, for one, all right, first of all, the whole Twitch, Mixer, game streaming thing that's gone on the last couple of years is crazy. It's like, I like watching guys that are good at games, but all the guys that are streaming now, most of them are cheating. So they're like using cheating shit.
Oh yeah.
But
They
like
get
everyone
caught, too.
But everyone's watching them and they're like donating money to these guys. It's like, so you're just watching this guy cheat and paying him money. And like, even if they weren't cheating, even if they were doing great, right? Like, I get watching them. I don't get sending them money.
Well, there's some really cool shit on there. There's like this guy that was in a wheelchair on Twitch, and like he had a big following and was like taking huge donations. He needed to buy a new wheelchair, blah 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 blah.
Different thing.
All right, listen though, it was live. One time, he accidentally thought he turned it off, and he got up, got himself a drink, and then sat back down. Everybody's like, "Did he just walk?"
Whoa.
He's supposed to be paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh,
and
that's
he got
fucked
caught
up.
and shit. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Did
Yeah.
he get sued or he just
no,
canceled?
they just like
They
they
should-
just shunned him and
Somebody
shit. He
should
tried to come
smash
back,
his legs
but it
with
was
a
never the
hammer
same.
and just teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's severe.
Then you got to be
Eye
the guy
for an
to
eye.
do that. Like, going to jail.
But you got like Patreon. We're gonna get one on our show soon, and
Yeah.
I've already got the idea for our first Patreon thing that people are gonna pay to watch, and that's gonna be how to make your own mushroom capsules with the
I wanna do
Candyman. Got to pay to watch it, people.
Yeah, I want to do special videos though, like with us. Like,
You wanna learn
only get on Patreon.
You want a little glimpse into
could even do, like,
the hung
extra-
guy with the fun guy?
We could film like an extra 30 minutes sometimes, like, and put it on Patreon. Be like, this is our extra 30 minutes talking about this. You can only
All right.
get on Patreon.
So this is what I'm talking about. Who gives a fuck? Why does anyone care about watching us or talking or like the streamers? The only fans I can get, okay, that's pornography.
We're a show.
Yeah, but like, why,
Some people
when
like
did
to
it be,
watch it
like,
more
When
now
did it
Yeah.
become? When did it become a thing where everyone in our society decided, like this kid on TikTok, he showed up wanting to buy my car. I'm like, where do you make all your money? He's like TikTok. And I'm
How
like-
though? They
I'm
don't
like-
pay you on
I'm
TikTok.
I'm like, he has other things like Patreon and shit, and like
Oh my
people will like
God.
pay to like see him do a little move or something stupid. And so you get like eventually someone decides you're cool and you get some followers.
I should have done that a long time ago.
And it's like, okay, I
I'm
get
missing out.
We're in the middle of an economic recession, but our big thing right now, people are making money by staying at home and selling clips of themselves doing shit to other people. It's kind of a weird thing.
We're entering
I think it's
the virtual
I think
world.
it's
man.
capitalist.
You think that's what it is?
cannibalism.
We're dipping our toe in the virtual.
We're still, in like 20, 30 years, no
No one will leave the house. They'll just be like,
We won't need to.
There's a Black Mirror episode like that where they, it's just fucking like
hook
some
you
weird
up to a heroin
cannibalism.
drip and a USB vagina and just keep you in
That's it.
keep you in the metaverse. Okay, metaverse. I
About
thought
land in our land.
I thought meta was like, you know, using it like metaphysics or like sub universe or like alternate universe. I didn't realize Meta was the company that owned Facebook and this was their thing that they were.
No. But meta is a thing that it's a term that was around before they.
I know that, but their
Yeah,
company
Meta's
is
a
called
thing.
Meta. And
No, I know,
think
they changed it now.
Metaverse is owned by Meta.
Well, yeah, but like when something's meta is like it's a way to describe something.
Yes,
they
I
just
know-
took it because they thought it was cool and trendy.
Yep, we're on
and they
the
have
same
their own.
page
They have
there.
their own little metaverse. But like people can still use the word metaverse.
I know, but the company Meta owns Metaverse, right? That's the deal. I didn't know
Is
that.
there a
That's all
thing
I'm
called
saying.
metaverse?
Yes, we want to.
Oh,
we were
I'm
gonna
talking
get
about the
into
metaverse, like the internet, like the digital world. Like it's the metaverse.
Yeah, we have land there.
We're working on it.
We're a country in the.
Who is?
We are.
We are. The
We
show.
are.
We're exploring those avenues.
Jesus Christ.
I have a military already set up.
You have a
and
PlayStation.
we're gonna invade Canada. Canada has a
We
country.
can take them out. I think.
Easily. You have a PlayStation and you
PS4.
and you play sports games on it.
All right, so check me out,
That
right?
is-
check
that's
me out. So I do play sports games, mostly NBA 2K games.
What's
the
your
series.
Twitch?
I don't have a Twitch,
I didn't think so. That was a rhetorical question.
but I do get into games and I'll just binge them. So And my favorite game of all time is Red Dead Redemption 2.
I have that.
Storyline based.
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Is it worth
Storyline
playing?
based.
Yeah, it's
open,
awesome.
I have it
open-
for PS4.
It's an MMORPG, right?
Yeah.
That's massive.
that?
Massive multiplayer
or-
online MMO, right? And then the RPG is role playing game. So massive multiplayer online role playing game.
When I think of role playing game, I always think of like
Safe
a
words.
Jedi banging like a sorceress. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're thinking of,
Jedi Council does not approve.
you're thinking of cosplay sex.
I haven't played
Yeah.
any Star
Furries.
Wars games, but I want to. I
should.
The one of them.
There's a really good one called where Vader like hunts down these Jedi. What is it called?
Knights of the Old Republic is considered the
They're
best.
making a new one, but it's taken forever, I guess.
Yeah, but for what he likes, storyline, open concept shit,
Yeah.
they have a Star Wars World of Warcraft type.
Yeah,
thing.
Battlefront.
No. They have an MMORPG for Star Wars, and you have to it takes you like a year to be able to become like even close to getting a lightsaber.
And then
So
people
it's like-
buy shit that they say don't have to earn it.
well, that's the money now is the microtransactions.
I had digital Star Wars cards that I'd get one pack a day, and I get these points to like open up new packs. And some of the inserts that I got an insert one time that was like 1 out of like 5 that existed, and I sold it for like $75, and like it didn't even exist. I transferred it to somebody.
Yeah.
It didn't exist.
You mean like a digital
It was a
thing?
digital card.
Yeah, that's
Even in
what
a digital album.
that's what it is, man.
It
NFTs.
exists. Zeros and ones.
There was no foil card that existed on paper. Like,
What's real?
Well, it was
man?
a non-fungible token.
I guess so.
NFT. You sold the first NFT.
I'm the first one.
I don't even know what that is.
Hey, oh, it's a thing.
I don't even know what that is. I don't either.
I don't know what it is, but it is. It is.
It's a non-fungible token.
But yo, all right, Red Dead Redemption, dope game. Dan, you would love it.
Yeah, I got it.
You're in
I
the
just
Wild
played
West,
it.
you could fucking kill people.
That's
huge,
your go-to.
huge live
Other
like
horses.
open. Oh yeah, you're riding horses.
There was some people that made a video with Red Dead. They got in some trouble. They were like lynching a dude or something.
Oh yeah. Fucking sick fucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
they all
that.
got together basically, like, and were like, "Hey, let's make a video where we'll lynch a guy." I'm like,
Yeah.
I get that they got in some trouble because it's not a fashionable thing to do, but like they still had the game capability to do it.
You
So
can
it's
do it,
like-
which is again, you can be virtually racist.
I
if you want.
play PUBG, and I play it exclusively.
Right.
I don't know what that is.
I do Player Unknown Battleground PUBG. It's all about the acronym.
I played that randomly without knowing that was your game
That's
on
my
my phone.
That's my oh, it's a difference. That's
Totally, yeah, of course.
Get out of here.
Of course.
Come on, guy.
Oh shit! I don't want to mess with the guild
Come on, guy.
or the squad. Is it squad?
The greasy fingers, the squad. Yeah. Guilds are for MMORPGs. Squads are for first-person shooters.
Okay.
Get it together, Macka.
But can you? All right. So can you? I just want to say I want to circle back to sports games before you go because I'd love to hear because you've been in a multi different.
I spent a full year of my life in PUBG.
Yes,
That's
but
in no
you've
way
also
depressing.
You've been the longest gamer of all of us, and you've gone through different games over the years.
Sure.
But one thing that I just wanted to give a shout out to, I read something recently online, and I know there's probably some listeners that love sports games too, particularly football. Back in the day, on maybe Madden, but definitely the PlayStation NFL series, NFL 95, they'd have these secret characters. Like the guy would be a 47, but he'd be the best player in the game because he's the fastest dude. So like there's one dude, I got to give a shout out to him. He's a real player. His name's Mel Gray, but he basically was a special teams guy in football. You guys know what that is?
It's like when you're the
yeah, I
kicker.
played football.
Kicker. Yeah. So you know what
High five.
yeah. You guys played
2 for
football.
2.
You remember.
I mean, I wouldn't say I played football. I was on the football team.
Punt returner, kick returner. That's what this guy did.
That was my position.
Yeah, there you go. So, but this
Specialty
guy,
team.
Special teams.
you put this
yeah.
guy in at running back
'Cause you
and
were
run
fast.
a sweep, and he fucking skis off to the races every time.
You know what it is? Is that guy is
Like Bo Jackson.
He's a low probability of tackling because he's already in motion when he's got the ball and he's just in speed. So
Physics.
But he's not as high value to this is my take on it. He's not as high valuable to the team as like the fullback or the tailback. So like if he gets hurt, it's okay. So they put that fast guy as the guy to return it. And if he goes down, oh well. We still got these other two guys that are fast. So
right, but you'd find this in the game. There's a bunch of players, and he was one of them.
You
literally had Barry
Desmond
Sanders.
Howard.
Barry Sanders was the running back, and you'd fucking put this guy. You'd bench Barry Sanders to put this guy in.
It's so weird.
Crazy, but anyway.
There were cool baseball games too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That were that had generic characters and teams.
Yeah.
So it'd be like Baby Ruthie.
Yeah.
And like Dickie Mantle.
What were those goals? Was that MVP baseball or MLB?
Yeah, it was so good. You could dive for catches and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, throw people out for third. It was actually a lot of fun.
Damn, those were good games.
That was for Nintendo. Yeah.
Debatably, you could say that the first video game was a sports game because it was Pong.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially tennis, right?
Yeah. There was Pong-like games that were the first ones.
No, that was the first video
I
game.
think
There
were other prototypes before that, though, but it was basically the same thing.
I went to concert, I think, with Sean. Video Games Live. Did we go to that together? When I was working
Did they talk about Pong?
Remember they had the Guitar Hero concert in the
the
Guitar Hero
rings a bell,
contest
yeah.
inside the lobby at the Wang Theater, and then they had all the music from different video games, and I knew everything, and you were like, this is kind of cool. So we went to that Video Games Live concert, and they had the first two dudes that invented video games at the
This is
thing.
1958.
Yes.
It was a very simple tennis
Two
game,
white guys.
similar to the 1970s game Pong. So like imagine like in the 50s like controlling what's on your TV with the control. That's what's crazy. Because they didn't have remote controls then either. So like
In the 80s, Duck Hunt blew my mind. It still blows my mind.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
it
you're
uses
telling
light.
me I'm shooting at my television and it's receiving it and I'm shooting a duck. I mean, that's insane.
yeah, and it's pretty
Yeah.
good technology too. Pretty good technology.
We don't know what
Remember
those
the
things
Power
do.
Glove?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid put it on in the movie. It was like
Yeah.
go time.
That was a good movie. What's it called? The Wizard.
The Wizard.
It's a good movie.
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Super Mario Bros. 3 was previewed in that, so all the kids wanted to go see it because they knew that game was coming out. It was like legendary.
That girl
Like-
wanted to get away from that guy in the middle of a crowded place, and she just yelled out, "He touched my breast!" And these truckers come over and like beat the shit out of him. Real life might be the truckers doing that kind of stuff, but anyway, I play PubG, and one thing that's fascinating to me is, first of all, you've heard me say his name before. My homeboy Halen Adam James lives out in Wisconsin. He is like a cable technician, so he goes around and installs cable, but it's like, sometimes he goes in office buildings, this, that, the other thing. He went to the Crafton headquarters on a job this week, didn't even know it, walked in, says, "What the fuck is all this PubG shit everywhere?" And they're like, "It's the Crafton headquarters. We own PubG. We make it, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "What?" They gave him a shit ton of merch, whatever. I was like, "Bro, did you ask them for a job? Tell him he'll clean the toilet, suck somebody's dick, whatever," right? Because it's like, but he's checking out the jobs or whatever. But I mean, man, to go to the Crafton headquarters, I'm jealous. But within the game, if you want to heal yourself to full health, you can't just use Band-Aids and first aids. You need, and there's no sugarcoating it, it's called a painkiller, and it looks like a prescription pill bottle. And I think it's nuts in this era of like opioids, addictions, and whatever, to put in your game, essentially, it's like the ad Got Milk.
Yeah.
Hood's not paying for that, right? This other this cow farmer, this dairy farmer down the street who produces milk isn't paying for. I mean, maybe he's paying for it a little bit with his milk tax, whatever.
Right.
But essentially, the milk industry, whoever runs that ad, and they're like, "Milk, got milk. We don't really care if you're buying Hood. We don't care if you're buying Oakhurst. We just want you buying some milk." That's what it's like putting the painkillers in the video game. It's like, we don't care if it's Oxys, Percocets, whatever. We just want you to know that it's cool to take a couple pain pills. And it's like, kids are playing these games growing up with painkillers in the game. I'm like, bad idea. That's the one thing I don't like about it. And then like when we talked about violence being introduced in the 90s, like when Mortal Kombat came out, like parents went nuts when they like, first of all, it looked like shit, right? Remember when like Sub-Zero would rip your spine out, and it was just like a bunch of
I liked it.
red squares falling on the TV that kind of looked like
That was
blood in your
another
imagination.
game. Mortal Kombat was another games that had like very big anticipation when they came out, and then they had like secret shit you could get, like to fight like Venom or Reptile.
Well, again, pre-internet.
No, Reptile was that one of them? Venom wasn't one of them. Reptile.
What a fortunate
Smoke,
generation we are.
Noob Saibot.
Grow up and have enough time to actually enjoy like the internet and like
Yeah.
basically we've seen the internet from its infancy, right? I mean, if you don't count.
Well, there was a time when it was like a dorky kind of endeavor thing to like now like every fucking idiot is on it.
You need it.
And it's like, yeah, like I didn't see like these idiots on the internet when I was younger, like these meatheads that like couldn't work a computer. Now it's like everybody has such easy access to social media. It's like, wow, everybody's on it now. It's no longer like, oh, you met someone on the internet. Now nobody cares. Everybody does that kind of stuff.
I fucking hate my phone. I don't want anyone to like. When I think of my phone going off, or like, I don't have social media because I don't want to communicate with people unless I want to communicate with them, right? And I feel like
you have your own world, like set up.
Yeah, but I feel like my phone is like this. I don't really want like. What if I go up to the beach? I want to shut it off.
Yeah.
I'll turn it on if I want to talk to somebody, but I'm like, I need this thing detached from me. But like 99.9% of societies like got their face in their phone. Grown-ups, kids, elderly people, I don't give a fuck. You go into a doctor's office, you go anywhere. You give a second to a human being on this planet right now where they're idle for 30 seconds, their face is in their phone. They can't handle it. They can't look around. They can't say, hey, what's up? You can't eyebrow somebody.
When I pulled in here, girls were at the stop sign. 2 girls in a row, both of them on their phones.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like
driving a death machine.
No, I don't care about that. I'm just saying it's nuts that people are like, there's an enormous amount of people face first in these things right now. And everything you're like reading and being influenced, it's like this thing. And I like video games because they're like, for me, it's an escape. I mean, I'm sure they're different for me than say like the guy who isn't microdosing mushrooms and weed while they're playing them. I'm in the game, right? Like other people are like, I'm kind of there, but I'm still in my living room. Yeah. I'm in the fucking game.
Yeah.
So I admit it's a more rich, intense experience for me, and just probably adds to the exhilaration of it. Why I like it so much, but like, I'm essentially a video game addict. Like I'm working towards it all day. I'm waiting for it all day. It's like by 10 p.m. starts ticking around. If I'm not already winding down my routine and I'm going to be late to get on the internet, I'm like showing like signs of addiction, like panic, like frustration, grumpiness. Like I'm like, oh, I need my internet. I need to get online right now and game.
It's weird, right?
But I hate my fucking phone. So they don't go hand in hand because I don't play any video games on my phone. That's not what it's for. And video games for me are like I'm 100% in or I'm not playing at all. You know what I mean? It's like I can't play when the lights come on. I'm like, oh God, reality's creeping in. Time for bed. Time to shut this consciousness off for a while.
But you've been doing this like PubG. You're in the internet. You got.
It's my real life.
You got a squad that spread across the country,
world.
Different religious beliefs, different whatever beliefs.
Oh yeah,
but you've been doing this.
Some of these guys are hardcore. Like they'll use words like Trumpy to describe Republicans because they're so democratic, and they know I don't care about politics. But some of them are. The other ones are hardcore Republican. But when you start taking virtual fire from a virtual team, those boundaries melt away, and all you care about is the guy next to you, and you got to get out of the shit.
Is world peace? Can we find world peace through video games?
No, probably not.
Not yet. We get into the 30 years from now when we're just living.
What do you think's going to be the thing that unites humanity? You think it's extraterrestrial contact?
Yeah, I think if we had
you think
contact,
that's enough
that would
to
unite us. Yeah, but even still, people are so fucking religious and superstitious.
How do you know there wouldn't be like one group that wants to blow them up, one group that wants to have them?
No, there probably
them
will be, and then there'll be people that like think it's demons, like trying to trick us, and like people are just fucked up and not logical.
They made a sci-fi movie, and Charles Dance, aka Tywin Lannister, played the guy in it.
Yes.
And he's an alien and he's come here on the ship, and he's made contact with the Earth, and he's got all these solutions that want to like help them and like get it better, and he won't let anyone see him because he knows that they'll freak the fuck out once they see what he really looks like. And then when he's finally revealed, he's like classic devil with wings and horns and the beard, and he looks like the devil.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he's red, and it's like, holy shit, this is the devil, you know what I mean? But he's actually just an extraterrestrial.
Well, there would be planets out there. We're in an infinite universe where there's planets out there that like would have all sorts of things.
Video games are a common thread that does run through all the countries. I think the commies play it. I think
everybody plays them.
The socialists play it. The capitalists play it. The black people play it. The Asian people play it. It's just, I hope it, dude, a video game.
Boomers don't play it. Very small percentage.
No, but they should, because I think it staves off
They'd enjoy it.
I think it staves off Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and they'd enjoy it, but they poop all over it for something that they don't even know anything about.
Be like, Mom, toilet. You see that episode of South Park when they get into World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
And they all get fat and pimply. And
yeah.
So
Carmen's mom, you know, she's like his like slave. He goes, Mom, toilet. And she shows up and he shits in a pan and she like slithers away with it.
There is a middle ground too where you should take care of your health wise and not just sit there and piss in a bottle while you play video games.
I feel like this is how I explain it to people, right? Like I work out physically at the gym and in the pool and all that other crap, and then I work out my mind on the Xbox. It's not gaming. It's
I think
mental workout.
Even if you worked out, playing all day is rough because like you should be taking steps throughout your day. Even outside the gym, just taking steps.
Yeah, you get a little treadmill, get on that.
You don't burn
step.
that much at the gym compared to like what you.
Well, I have a physical job though. I'm active.
Yeah, no,
up
right,
and down,
right.
moving.
So I'm just saying, there are some people who just sit there and play video games 12 hours a day.
I can't do it. I need darkness, and I need to be under the influence
Like
of
a mud.
mild hallucinogens.
So you are a fungus.
Yeah, I am the fungus.
You are what you eat.
But all right, so Candyman, you got into.
PUBG's a first-person shooter, but it's different because it's like. You asking me about PUBG? Or
I'm asking about a history of what you've been into.
What's the chronological history since I was a kid?
Yeah, more into since you got it since like the internet involved has been like merged into video games where you can play with other people.
That's the greatest thing that ever happened in gaming is when you could play against anyone in the world live in real time with no lag. It's like skill versus skill. Fuck you if you cheat or use mods. The rise of the gamer chick is the thing that I'm excited about, and I hope to hit pay dirt and find one someday. But if you're listening to this show and you like video games and smoking marijuana and you're just looking to have some sex at night before you pass out, I'm your guy. To answer your question, the chronological
online gaming, I guess.
Online gaming you want to know about?
Yeah, because you probably played the same shit when you were growing up, but then online, like you got into World of Warcraft.
The first online...
He did online gaming early.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I got a gaming PC built for like $2,500, which is still what they cost for some strange reason. If you go to buy one right now, computers never changed in price. They just got better.
Yeah.
They were like, yep, this is $400 for this shitty one. This one's $3,000. This laptops went down. I'll give them that. I will give him that.
You can get a laptop pretty cheap now if you just want to like write shit.
But in the old days, if you needed a gaming PC that was like cutting edge, it was $3,000. If you go online right now and try to buy like an Alienware, it's $3,000.
Three of my kids have laptops.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's proof that they're not as expensive as they used to be. If they cost $3,000 a piece, they wouldn't all have one.
Yeah, I'm the only one that doesn't have one.
The first online game I really got into was World of Warcraft.
Right.
And that's like debatably the original MMORPG.
Your brother, though, played a text game.
That was awful.
Two Towers game.
That was awful.
But he was addicted to that game for years.
That was some different shit. That was like reading.
It was all text.
That was like reading the code.
Lord of the Rings?
It was before the Lord of the Rings movies came out. It was called the Two Towers MMO or whatever.
They had a
multi-user dimension.
I can't even explain it to you. It'd be like
You'd be like left, right, fight.
Like a choose your own adventure book.
And he played it all day.
That you're reading on the screen.
Right.
So there's like literally just text. and you're reading it like you're in a story, and you hit a button and the story does what you want it to do.
And it's been around since like the late 80s when early nerds were on the internet.
You're talking about a dude who became effectively an accountant. So
you're talking about somebody who's
this is not
literally 3 bitches.
3 bitches, exactly. This is not an exciting game. It's probably why he liked it, but no, MMORPG for me was like you could craft shit.
Yeah.
They started having like a big thing that I thought was wild was when so there were these people out there that were basically writing these bot programs that would essentially play by itself. So they like if you wanted to be like a warrior, level 60, let's say level 60 is as high as they go because like they just keep making it higher, but whatever. Right. The toughest level they make, level 60. If you wanted a level 60 warrior, these guys put a bot program on and it would run and play online the game, which is nuts when you think about it.
Yeah.
It would auto level up, auto get all these abilities. It's insane that they programmed this sophisticated shit. And then they would sell that account to you for real money. So there were these guys out there that were making tons of fucking dough.
Right.
Selling character accounts that
people could start off
a computer built up and they were already maxed out. And now you could just go fuck shit up.
That's crazy.
Which to me, it was double crazy because like, that's nuts. You're spending all this real money on virtual shit, which that was, years later, we'd come to find out that would become the mainstream moneymaker for all the games.
Yeah.
But for me, when you play a game and you max out your character, it's almost like, what now?
Yeah, I'm bored.
It's like the game's over. So it literally is about the journey, not about the destination.
My favorite part about these games my favorite part about these games are not actually playing them is watching videos and shit on like people who like go crazy over their girlfriend on it or the kid that she deletes his World of Warcraft account. And he smashed his computer and he tries to stick like his remote up his ass and he just freaks out like so bad. That's the best. You see that video? No. Oh God, it's so funny. He strips down naked. Dude. And he just starts like sticking shit up his ass. He just like flips out because his mom deleted
It's commonly known in the gaming community as raging.
He rages.
And there's rage quitting and then there's like rage messaging. And what we get sometimes is we got one this week and I probably can get the recording of it and string it into this if I can get Butters to send it to me. But like this dude left a message that was so angry. It sounded like we just killed everyone in his family line for 1,000 generations. He was so angry. He was yelling our gamer tags when he wasn't saying them right, but like this one guy I played with, his name's Butter Joe's. He was like, Butter Joe's, you sound like a fucking piece of shit. It's like, I hope you fucking die. And I'm like, whoa, bro, you got a little bit of an anger issue right now? Like, I'm sorry is this kid freaking out right now?
His mother deleted his World of Warcraft account.
Oh my God, everything's gone. All your fake virtual stuff is gone, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, in the movie Ready Player One, they talk about, dude. Imagine being that angry.
His
blacked
brother
out. Filmed him.
Imagine being that angry.
He's blacked out right now.
Dan, put that up on our Put a link for that on. Put a link. Right now, so you don't forget. Put a link for that on Instagram so that we.
I'm not on the Instagram.
Send it to me.
Look at this.
He's just stripping down. Dude, he took his clothes off under the blanket. Now, all right.
Okay, this kid's got autism or something.
Yeah, he does. I think he does. They deleted his account. He's working on it for a long time.
Dude, if you watch this video and you didn't know what you were watching, it looks like like somebody just murdered someone he cares about, and he's like, no. He is in real grief.
He tried to stick it up his ass to hurt himself.
He is in real grief.
I'm surprised he didn't hang himself.
This man needs some help.
I think that's
he
why
should be left alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's hitting.
Okay, that's a societal problem that this person is so upset. This kid's an extreme example, but dude,
he's hitting himself in the head
regularly. Look at him. Regularly, I get rage.
That's what I love about these video games.
And these guys are screaming
from you killing them.
Yeah, like we'll kill them or something, and they'll think we're cheating, and we're like totally against cheating, so we're not. And we're like, no, you guys just suck. And then they'll like send us these messages. Sometimes when I play with a team and they suck really bad, I just send them a one-word message like poop or like trash or like, just pure caca, and then like that will incite a response. It's like even more worse than the rage. It's like, fuck you, oh man, every swear word in the book,
Right.
every racial slur in the book,
Right.
They're coming at you swinging hard with the most hate that you couldn't imagine. And you ask yourself, like, where is this all coming from? Bro? Like, where is this untapped well of hate that you're pouring from right now? But apparently people are fed up and upset out there right now. And if you watch the movie Ready Player One, you know how you've seen that movie?
Yeah. Great.
And he's talking in the movie how when you're killed inside the whatever they play in, that you lose all your shit. And
I've
he's
never
like,
watched that.
oh, okay. So there's a scene in the movie, right? And there are all these different worlds you can play in, but your character is your character no matter what game you're playing, right? So like you're in like Mario Kart land, and then you're in like Halo land, and then you're in like zombie apocalypse land. But whoever you are, and all your like abilities and like your fake shit that your character has comes with you, right? So if you unlock like a super cool gun or like a master sword or shield or something, you can use that in any of the game platforms that you're in. You can own the Millennium Falcon, right? All kinds of shit. But it all costs this virtual gold, right? And when you die, you lose everything. And so people lose their shit. And he's saying they lose their shit like they lose their actual stuff in the game, but then they're like, people in real life have their whole lives vested in this. They show this Japanese guy sitting at his desk, and he like loses at the game, smashes the console, runs, and just jumps out the skyscraper. He can't.
I gotta watch this movie.
He can't handle
Ready Player One. It's
Ready
called?
Player One.
That movie with the virtual reality.
Yeah,
Spielberg.
He fucked it, dude. You'll love it. There's so many '80s Easter eggs in that movie.
Yeah,
I don't think you'll be able. There's a one Easter egg where he pulls out a hand grenade and throws it, and when it explodes, Chucky, the little Chucky guy, comes out and kills you with a knife.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's fucking Easter egg rich, buddy.
It's supposed to be like a really good book too. It's based.
Oh, I bet it is. When that came out,
that's the future.
That's
when
the
that,
future.
When that came out, I was like, this is my life, except without all the super virtual reality.
Seriously, like that's not a joke. That is our future. I don't know if we'll see it, but our kids will see it.
The raging is really something you got to keep an eye on. It's probably fundamentally the same underlying issue that's causing the mass shootings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what happened to me last week when I left here was, first of all, when you're wearing a firearm, you're feeling pretty good about your safety. You're like, no one else knows it, but I know it. I've got a gun right now, right? So I'm driving home last week and I'm packing, and this dude right around the corner up here on High Street pulls his car and cuts my car off, rolls the window down. It's this dude with these two girls, and he starts yelling at me like, what do they call it when you rage in traffic? Road rage?
Road rage.
Okay. Yeah. This dude road raged on me last week. Pulled his car, cut my car off before the rotary, so everybody now is blocked up, and he's yelling at me. Now, I could have got road raged back. I could have been like, fuck you, man. You don't pull me over and yell at me. All I said was, hey, I'm really sorry. Literally, I said, hey, man, I'm really sorry if I cut you off. Apologize. You go, and I'll follow. Sorry. And he still kept yelling at me.
That's unreasonable.
And I was like, man, I literally
I'd be
just
like, oh
apologized.
man, I'm a dick for that one. Sorry, I shouldn't have yelled at you.
Yeah, and I apologized, and he kept yelling. And I was thinking to myself, if this kid gets out of his car and even comes anywhere near me, I'm pulling out my gat, I'm going to stick it right in his fucking face, and I'll be like, get back in your car right fucking now. But like...
He didn't do shit, though.
He didn't do shit. He drove off. But like, I didn't feel...
Did he look like a little shit?
He was younger than me, but I'm an old buck. I didn't feel the need to get violent because I knew I was packing. So what I'm saying is having it on you is a de-escalator. You're like, oh, I don't want to get violent because there's guns in the equation now.
Right?
It's the de-escalator. I'm not saying that...
I can see that.
If he had had a ghost gun on him and pulled it out on me first, then that thing could have gotten to a really violent shootout and it could have gotten horrible. But the point is, people are raging all over the place right now.
I think we've always been raging.
Chris, he pulled up in front of you and stopped your traffic?
Pulled over like a cop and just dead stop right in front of me in traffic. And I was like...
See, that's fucked up.
I was like, dude, I almost hit him. I was like, what is going on right now? Am I getting arrested?
Did he get out of his car?
Yeah.
No, he lowered his window and started yelling at me. I told you, if he got out of his car, I was going to be like, buddy, get back in there. It was either that or the nunchucks. But,
what?
The bow staff.
No.
I was nunchucked you.
Nunchucks are easy to carry. You can't carry that in a bar. Anyway, thanks for listening in, guys. What are you telling me? We're off next week? Or
Yeah, I'm going to be Motley Crue Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm in Maine. And
Wow.
that's it. Yeah.
Well,
And then the last full week in August, I'm in Maine for a whole week off of work.
All right.
So yeah, so there'll be a couple maybe Sundays in between we'll record. But
well, thanks for listening and spread the show around, you sons of bitches and whatever you call girls, daughters of bitches. No one says that, huh? Well,
we're feminists here. So.
yeah, we're feminists here, so we don't use those terms.
Later, bitches.